We
Mm.
were walking home, and
Okay.
then I found out the reason why there's so many e-bikes on the road and what concerns me about it. I wanted to talk a little bit about it, maybe
Yeah.
5 minutes later before we finish or what.
Wow.
But I found out the standards, the Land Transportation Office, the LTO, that's the DMV equivalent of what you guys have there, at least
Okay.
in California. Do they also call it
Yeah.
DMV in all
It's
the other
DMV
states?
everywhere else. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so it's LTO here, and I just found out what the vehicle standards are for e-bikes. And anyway, we'll talk about it later. It's a little difficult for me to sort of compress all in one sentence or thought, but that's what we did after the dinner. If you want to find out about it, remind me to talk about it later, or if
Talk
not, in
about it
another
now.
episode.
Talk about it now. You've
Sige.
already gone too far
Sure.
with it to not talk about it. Yeah. We can
Okay.
skip to the next one after.
So we walk in there just by chance. We walked over to a. It's funny, this e-bike place. They're selling e-bikes, and what caught my attention was the motorcycles that they're selling actually look almost photocopy the same as the motorcycles we have, which is
Right.
the motorcycle that we have, which is gas powered.
Right.
Don't show. I don't want to. Basta. So it looks exactly like the, because I'm gonna talk negative a little bit about it, and I
That's
don't want
fine.
to ruin their business or what. But it looks exactly like the motorcycle that we have.
Mm.
So it's, basically it's a little underpowered. They're talking about wattages and number of hours to charge, etc., etc. But she asked a question about, or I don't know how it came up, but so one of the sales ladies. Oh, and by the way, this e-bike place is located right beside a gas station, which is ironic, right? Because
That's
they're
very.
they're selling gas, and
That's the
then
e-bike.
there's an e-bike. Well, a whole bunch of their
Okay.
designs.
Okay.
Okay, so this is not to talk negative specifically about their brand. I have no opinion about. Actually, what I wanted to react to was like on their wall,
Mm.
which is why they're also so confident about selling these e-bikes. All you need is a helmet, but you don't actually need a driver's license to buy one or to even ride it.
Huh? How
Paano ba
many
lumabas
cc?
yun? How did that question come out? Oh, I don't know how many
Promotion
cc. They were talking
nila
about
para
wattages and
makabenta.
electric vehicle terms eh.
Yeah.
Para makabenta, kaya
Ne,
niyan
pero
sinabi.
paano nabanggit yun? Did you ask a
No,
question? Yeah, so I guess they were sales talking us just out of the blue. They said, "Oh, you don't even need a driver's license to buy one."
Mm.
what if
Aside from the fact that it's like one half or one fourth the price of the motorcycle that we have, it's underpowered and blah
yeah.
blah 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 blah. So,
May tanong
Right.
ako nga sa kanya dapat, kanina kaya lang pinigilan ko na lang.
mm,
Ah.
Paano, what if maka-aksidente ka? Wala kang driver's license,
yeah.
'di ba?
So
Yeah.
uh, apparently, this policy that they're talking about is called the L1b. It sounds like a travel visa, but
It
the
sounds like a trailer.
classification the classification of this, what do you call it, the category of this rule for the LTO, if I could find it here. I think I got it there. So
Yeah.
um
But only on the edge of the
there.
road.
Yeah, yeah, no, but down here, can you see the part where it says helmet? Yes, motorcycle helmet only. And on the
Wow.
driver's license and registration, not required. So can you imagine driving on the road, whether it's not a national road, it's just a tiny road, but it's still a road where there are other vehicles on the road,
Hmm.
and this person that's driving actually doesn't have a driver's license, it's not required, but the
That's
size
sketchy.
the size
Hmm.
and speed. Oh, which is another reason why these e-bikes are allowed on the road, or they're classified this way because they only run up to a certain speed limit,
Right.
which
Well,
is
then that's
40
the reason why.
45 kilometers per hour, which is still pretty darn fast.
That's 20 miles an hour. That's pretty quick. Yeah.
That's about the average speed that I drive actually.
Hmm.
So when she was like, "Oh, that's not enough for us," and I was like, "No, that's just as fast as I go," and they're like, "No," and she goes like, "No, we go double that speed." Yeah, sometimes for like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So whatevs, right? So the whole point is the
Happy ba?
bike looks exactly like ours. Maybe it's a little underpowered, maybe it's a little skinnier, but it
Hmm.
still doesn't look like a toy. This vehicle, this two-wheeled vehicle, if you go fast enough, you can still kill someone,
Yeah. Well, I
and it
mean,
actually doesn't.
it's the same thing as driving a regular motorcycle. You know.
right, but not like a moped, for example, where it's a
Is
like
that
a
what this might be classified as? Is it? Does it look like a moped? Is it too small?
it's
Someone
it
message
yeah,
me.
here it comes
Oh,
down
there you
as
go.
light e-scooter, e-moped, something number of
Right.
watts.
25, 50
Happy
kilometers an hour.
Valentine's daw.
Happy Valentine's daw, sabi Nino.
Ni
Oh,
Yvonne.
Yvonne. Oh, hi, Yvonne.
Hey,
Thanks for the
happy Val.
message.
Hey, Yvonne. Happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, bakit bumaba yung boses mo? Hey, Yvonne. Happy Valentine's.
Happy Valentine's Day to you.
So
Coming to you
yun, it
live. Anyway.
just got me worried na parang may gulay. We were about to buy one to sort of replace, consider replacing, let's say, the gas-powered motorcycle
Right.
because, you're exchanging for the price is just a few kilometers. Let's say if I do drive the fastest that I've probably gone is maybe like 80 kilometers per hour for
Okay.
Mm.
maybe 20 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah. Ang tanong dyan,
Pero the point is, if their selling point is that you only go 45 kilometers per hour, that's why it's legal, and you don't
Mm.
even need a driver's license for it.
Mm.
It's not the speed that's going to kill you sometimes. Even if you're just like if you're stopped on the wrong side of the road and you don't
mm,
know that because you don't have a freaking driver's license, I can still run into you if you're just sitting
Right.
on the wrong spot of the stoplight.
mm,
That's definitely a big issue there. I mean, see
mm,
here, there's a certain number of um if you're driving a motorcycle to begin with, you have to have a separate motorcycle license. Okay?
Yeah, we have a little category for that for the driver's
Right.
license also.
may
Right.
And
insurance
then
ba yan pag ganyan?
the what?
May insurance ba daw tong ano? I don't even
Oh
know. We
yeah,
didn't even get
siempre. I mean,
as far
here
as
there
that.
is. Yeah, here there is. I don't know
Are
about
you
there.
Hindi
asking
nam
about the Are
yeah.
you asking about the e-bike that we were talking about a
Hindi
while
naman
ago?
walang binanggit.
We have no idea.
Oh, meron, I'm sure meron yan. Tapos here, you're considered, you don't need to have a driver's license. I think after a certain CCs, only up to a certain CCs as your motor. I think it's 75 or
Mm.
70. Anything
Yo,
above, you need a driver's license.
ayun. So this
Mm.
probably is around that same category as
Uh-uh.
25, let's say 75 cc's kind of motorcycle,
Right.
where you don't actually technically need a driver's license.
Right. Honestly, I
But
was trying to get my wife to I'm trying to convince her to let me just use one. So when I go to work, it's cheaper, gas wise.
so yun, I guess the LTO, DMV, the people that come up with the rules of the road thought about it, and I
Yeah.
guess they considered. But as a person driving on the road, ako naman, parang I want to share the road, but I just hope that they also know the rules and regulations that they should be, let's say, on the
Mm.
furthest. Like there's still even if you don't need a driver's license, I wish they knew and actually followed the rules because this
Right.
motorcycle that they're selling is actually deceivingly equal to the size that we're also driving. And
You guys should probably get one and just switch it off when you guys travel. Meaning palitan para hindi sayang sa gas.
yeah,
Mura lang yung gas namin.
yeah.
Oh,
So
then
Pero ang yari kami dito, if binili namin yan, kuryente naman.
well, yeah. Yeah, yun din yun.
yun.
'Di ba? Di mag-gas na lang kami.
Huwag ka na
Yeah.
mag-aircon.
Yeah.
Bawal na
Ke-
mag-aircon pagka may ganito na tayong
That's one of the biggest
e-bike.
gripes here in regards to, the Tesla, the electric
Yeah.
cars.
Oo.
Okay. So yes, it will save you in gas. Okay.
Mm.
Especially
Mm.
in it'll save you in gas. But one thing that people neglect to mention is your electric bill does go up.
Yeah.
You know?
Parang ganun lang din.
Kung hindi ka magpapa-install ng charger itself in your own house, then
Oo.
you have to buy an extension for it. Okay?
Oo.
And then on top of that, your electric bill will go up. On top of that, all these electric cars, including the hybrids, for example, you could buy a hybrid car. After a certain number of miles, the battery will die out. And then you need to replace the
Yeah.
battery. And the battery costs $10,000,
Oh my God.
between $8,000 to $10,000. So it's the same thing.
Yeah.
And the other thing also about it is that the lifespan of these batteries. She was
Exactly.
telling me a while ago that some of them only last for a year. But before we get lost in the whole e-bike electric vehicle
Right.
thing, just going back to the rules and regulations of the road. Na, yun, that's kind of what I was complaining about last week when we were kind of talking about why is the traffic so bad here. Is because there's so many reasons and excuses, and I don't mean to villainize it for so many people to be on the road. Parang,
Mm.
I mean, I don't like bicycles and pedestrians. Those I love to share the road with, but e-bikes that are, you know, you know what I mean? Parang it's
Questionable.
in that questionable gray area, and then of
Right.
course you got people think that they know how to drive, but they actually don't, and then they're standing or parked on the wrong side of the road. Where nah, just
Mm. And
just it just
then,
just makes me uneasy. I don't wanna hog the road. I want to share the road,
yeah,
but
Right.
I worry
Right.
about people that
yeah. And then,
I
ito
don't
pa
even know how to
yung
say it
ano, yung
properly, but
hindi
you know what I
safe.
mean.
Ito pa yung hindi safe sa e-bike eh. Like, chinarge mo siya, nakalimutan mo. Pwede pang
Mm.
masunog yung bahay mo.
That
Yeah,
yun
there
pa
have
yun.
been
And
instances,
there's a lot of that
reports
here.
like
There's
that.
actually
Yeah.
one of those hybrid jeeps
Hmm?
online. Somebody
Mhm.
recorded it online, just bursted in flames.
Oh,
Yeah, there's a sad story about something like that here. I think in Pampanga, where the family
yeah.
Right.
was stuck inside, and then like because
Oh,
they couldn't get out of the garage was burning. They were up on the second floor. The fire went up on the second floor, etc. That whole e-bike
yeah,
drama. But yeah, so just going back to the rules and regulations of the road, that's kind of what worries me.
yeah.
And until something happens, or we get somebody killed, that's probably the only time that we're going to think twice about that rule.
That's
But
not
aside from
helping.
that,
That's not helping with the Philippine traffic itself.
Yeah.
With the Manila traffic, it's actually gonna, like you said, it's gonna make it 10 times worse. And then on top of that, like what you've been saying, there's the issue of what possibly somebody just losing their life.
Hmm.
Yeah,
mm-mm. So I don't know how much further I want to get with those topics, but yeah, I just
yeah,
wanted to like put that on the table, and then maybe we could talk about that another time. But
yeah.
basically, LB1 or LBA, I think what did I say?
LB1.
This,
LB1 is what you said.
yeah, yeah. Anyway, this rule that allows these guys to be on the road, which
Right.
I understand and I can see that, but at the same time, it just made me worried. Like, what? I don't need a driver's license to drive this
Right.
vehicle.
Right. Right.
It
Right.
Yeah.
just
Oh, remember?
Is there an
made me
age
Remember
worry.
limit?
the kid na
I don't think
sinuntok?
wala yata age
Yeah.
limit or anything like that.
Yeah, no
Basta
age limit. Then 10 years old, my God, pwede na mag-drive here ng e-bike.
Oh my
Ina-allowed.
god. See, that's insane.
Diba?
There has to
yeah,
be some kind of regulated regulation for that. How much does it cost to begin, if I may ask?
35,000.
39, 40,000 pesos.
38, yeah.
O
Pero
may
the other
discount pa.
one, 20,000.
O yun. So it depends. And then there's like a tricycle version where yun nga, like 10-year
Yeah.
olds can actually drive.
What is that in
And
dollars? Never mind.
syempre that's up to them if they're going to take it out of the subdivision
Mm.
or what, but whatevs, so it's just so much more to worry about on the road. So now I'm worried about two things: the really fast vehicles
$500?
that are really crazy going fast, and the vehicles that are going crazy slow. So
Right.
nadagdagan lang. Yun lang. Like, I'll put an end to that first, but it's just another
You
one of
know
those
what?
things that's on my
I'd do
plate.
it. If I were you, I'd get one.
Really?
I didn't realize
Electric vehicle.
that electric bike. I don't think. See, listen. One thing that you guys don't realize as well is it's actually cheap to buy a solar panel that could create a charging station for it.
But the solar panel here is 480,000.
No, if you, in Manila, but if you go in the province and have bought it from there, it's a lot cheaper. Actually, also you can go to military bases
Oh,
and they sell it there for dirt cheap. I guarantee you that.
yeah.
I'm just saying
Mm,
that I know for a fact because it doesn't make
Yeah.
sense. You know,
Mahal
if
sa
people
Manila
people in the
eh.
provinces, there's one province in Davao where
Oh.
they're phasing out the what do you call those bike, the tuk tuk bikes or whatever?
Mm.
Yeah,
With
tuk-tuk.
the
Yeah,
passenger
yeah,
seat in the back right there.
yeah.
Okay,
Mm.
and there are more and more electric bikes like that in Davao. Okay,
Mm.
Mm.
and people are just have regular battery cells or solar
Mhm.
panels that charge it. If they're able to do it there for whatever price that they might have,
Mhm.
obviously it's easier than what it could be or than what it is in Manila.
Mm.
That's my point. And then it's cheaper. Actually, a lot of people that build solar panels like that, they actually use that for their own house as well. So, but yeah, it's an option. I think if it was me, I'd get it. I'd figure out a way to get it just because it's so much easier. For me, if I lived in a neighborhood or in a city like that where everything is expensive, including gas, oh man,
Mhm.
I'd definitely try to figure out a way to do it because that's just me though. My chain of thought is I'm always trying to save a penny.